Hi everyone and welcome to this week's workout. A bit gloomy today, so not down on the beach for this one I'm afraid. Just started raining and I'm seriously hoping that no builders appear at the windows as I'm doing this. So I've tried to pick a quiet time, but I'm hoping that after next week the scaffolding may not be here, so we'll wait and see on that one. Okay, so hope you enjoyed last week's workout, quite a strong one, a lot of standing. We're going to mix it a bit 50-50 this week, so half of it standing and then half lying down doing some legs and some stronger core work. So just have your knees a little bit bent to start off. Take our lovely usual stretch up and pull down, just 3 times up. Drawing our shoulders back and down, drawing up and in through those core muscles. On the 4th one, stay up, draw that bottom down and in, draw your shoulders back and down, just draw your chin back slightly and just have a little stretch through the core, through your ribs, stretching up, and then finish with both stretching up, making sure you haven't pulled everything up here, keep it down a bit. Soften your knees and pretend you're pulling something down now, rounding your back all the way down, as low as you want to go, just to loosen off and stretch out your back before we start. And come up and up. Let's do those again. Let's lift up, draw the shoulders back and down. It's really nice just to spend a few moments pulling your ribs back, pulling your tummy up and in and your bottom down and in. A little bit of softness through your knees there, so you're not locking back through the knee joint. And then stretching up, making sure it's not just an arm stretch. It is pushing up through the trunk of your body, taking a few moments to think about what is happening through the trunk of your body there. And then take both arms up, shoulders are down, bend your knees, and with some resistance, curl down. Letting your spine lengthen as you go towards the floor. You may not want to go down that far, you might want to stop a bit further up. Feel that lovely extension of your spine and then come up and up. Just roll your shoulders. Lovely, just loosening through. Then take the elbow up into the air. Then our straight arms, same as last week. And then come back the other way, loosening through, loosening through, loosening. Good, well done. Let's take some knee lifts to get the legs going. 8 knee lifts here. And 7, then out to a diagonal, out and out. Just loosening through as we go. And out, and out, and out. Good, straight legs, lift and lift. 8 times here. And straight. And straight, not looking for too much height yet, just loosening through, getting the muscles warmed up, telling our muscles we're going to start doing some work. Good, excellent, stretch up through your arms, 8 times here, 5 and 6, thinking about what's happening through the core, then push forward for 4, and then out to the side for 4, out and out and out. Now take a sway, down push. Really just beginning to warm up through the legs, keeping your bottom tucked in, tummy up and in, lovely. And just take your arms out. Hopefully you've checked around you before you start. Got lots of lovely space to work in. Feel loose through your shoulders, feel controlled through your core, and bend through those knees nicely as you go. Good, now pull in and reach out, pull in and reach out, pull in, keeping your arms at shoulder level-ish, keeping your tummy in, keeping your bottom down. Lovely, good. Finish with your feet a little bit wide. Let's just warm up those core muscles a little bit with a little bit of rotation. Feel as if your hips are clamped in a vice. You've got soft knees, your bottom is down and under, your tummy is up and in, and you're just nicely swinging the upper body around and around, and you can just feel your core muscles starting to have a lovely, lovely workout as they go round and round. Good, come back to the centre, check your posture, bring your feet in a little bit, soften your knees and just take your bottom out and in. Lovely, And when you feel ready and you feel a little bit looser through this pelvic area, then you can just start to bring the upper body in too. So we're just loosening through. Lovely. Then fix the upper body in the middle, ribs up and back, shoulders back and down. Carry on with this lower pelvic area, moving out and in, out and in. Good. Take your hips to the side once you're on an in. Don't over pull in, just come back to the centre and take a little hip wiggle there. And then, as we do quite often, just get the hips doing a circle. And if you imagine you've got a hula hoop around your waist and you're trying to keep it up, and then go back the other way. And all we're trying to do here is just isolate movements to our pelvic area as much as possible. Obviously our legs are moving a bit, but we're just loosening up and moving our hips and our bottom and our lower abdominals as we sort of do a little circle. Pull everything back under control, lift up and take your legs wide now. Toes just pointing out to the diagonal slightly, and just take some squats going down and up, just bringing the arms in front of you for now, just working out a little bit stronger now. Everything's beginning to move. We're keeping our shins back, we're pushing down through the whole foot. We're not leaning back, but we're pushing down through our heels, which prevents our shins pushing forward, just protects our knees a little bit. But we've got a lovely deep squat going on with our bottom going down with us. Lovely. And then let's change it to our other squat, bringing our arms up in front, keeping our chest a little bit lifted, looking along the floor in front of us, but not down here. So looking out along the floor ahead of you, taking your bottom down as if you're sitting on a very low stool behind you. If your knees hurt when you do these, don't go down so far. We'll build up those thigh muscles so that you can go down a little bit deeper as the weeks go by. Lovely. Now tuck the bottom in again and reach out to the side. And now just push out and in. Push out and in at shoulder level, pulling the fingers back so you've got a lovely stretch through your wrists. If you are prone to overstretch, just make sure your fingers are pointing up just to the ceiling. Lovely. And down, up. Stay down here, pull in and out. Keep your bottom in, keep your legs steady, keep your tummy back, keep your ribs lifted. Good. Close and squeeze. Don't over squeeze, just have a little gentle pull back. Don't lock your elbows right out. Good. Go a little bit deeper as we then go up and down and have a little pulse here. Again, check out your knees. If your knees don't like it here, come up a little bit. But if you can, then pulse it down a little bit deeper, keeping your shins back. Feeling those thighs now, beginning to say, oh yeah, we're actually doing some quite hard work here. Release your hands off, clap forward, clap overhead. Clap forward, back, overhead, back, forward, back. Still pulsing through, in, out, up, back, in, out, up, back. Come back up. Bring the feet in a little bit and turn your toes parallel. So they're wider than your hips, but they're now pointing forward. Keep your hips, your thighs, your knees, your shins facing here as we begin to do some waist stretches over and over and over. So 2 little presses, over and press, over and press. I'm going to keep this pattern going all the way through our waist bend section for the moment. And then we're going to stretch overhead and stretch overhead and stretch overhead and stretch overhead. Keep going. If you'd rather do it without the arms, keep going without the arms. If you can enjoy that stretch up, please do so. We're not going over here. We're going up by our ears if we can. If you can see your arm really clearly through the corner of your eye, it means it's not far enough back. Don't let your hips go out like this. They're fixed in that vice. They can't move, and you're just bending over from your muffin tops, if you like, right over, up through the side of your body. Your front abdominal muscles are nicely toned and not sticking out. Lovely. And come back down. Let's go back to the rotation, still with the over and a press. And use the press to pull you around and around, keeping your hips steady but don't push them forward, lifting up through your body so you feel tall, you haven't hunched over, shoulders are back and down. Lovely. Good, keep that going, but now stretch up there and pull the other elbow back. So stretch up there, pull the other one back. Lovely, and push, over and push, over. Lovely, keep that going. Draw back on that back elbow, reach across on the front arm. Brilliant, and good, excellent. Take your feet a little bit wider. Bend your knees again now, keeping your bottom underneath you and the tummy and your shoulders back. Brilliant. Let's do these down here now with a little pulse through your thighs, taking it deeper when you feel able to. So 1 and 2, 1 and 2. And let the pulse through your legs mimic what your arms are doing, but both knees working, but only one arm at a time. Good. Drawing back with that back elbow, pushing across with the straight arm and having a pulse through your thighs at the same time. So if you're not feeling it in your thighs, you might need to go a little bit deeper. And whilst we're doing these, our bottom is tucked underneath us, our body is tall, our thighs are crying now, but we're going to keep going. And our shins are back, the whole of our foot is on the floor. Lovely. Good. Now just stretch up, hold it in this lovely, lovely position, draw your shoulders back and down. Take one arm down and stretch up. Take the other one down, stretch up. Over and lift. Over. Keep your bottom in. If you'd rather straighten your legs at this point, you can. And up. Strong and up. Push your palm down, come up. Push the palm and lift. Palm. Now we're going to go over and stay there. Check your position, check both legs are bent, and you've literally kept a nice deep knee bend, but you've leaned over from the top of your hips over the top and come back to the middle. Our thighs should be crying out now. Have a lovely stretch over there. Great stuff. Come back up. Still keep your legs wide, but keep them straightish now, just with a little flex through the knees. To stretch over for 2 here, over for 2 there, over for 2 there. Good, keep that going, and stretch, over and stretch, reach. Good, so do 1 to the right, 1 to the left, reach across you, and across. Now over, so over, press, and reach across, and over, push, over and push, reach across. One more time, stretch, and reach. And now to progress that on, go over for 1, over, and press. Now fix your hips in that vice, don't let them move. And press, and stretch, and press. One more time, reach, and press. Walk your feet back in, have a little walk on the spot just to release them off. Lift up through your body, draw your shoulders back and down, and have a little march out through. Lovely. When you feel ready, and if you want to, if you don't, keep walking, but have a very gentle bounce. And you can lift off the floor as much as you want to. So you might want to keep it very much on the floor. You might be happy to just have a bigger bounce. Working through your feet nicely, getting your calves nicely going now. Lovely. And use your arms for a bit of momentum to help you. But you can keep it down here, or you can take it up here. Completely up to you. Lovely. Now we're just going to twist it. So whichever version you're doing, if you're low
Well, that's all we need to do. If you're going higher, you're just pulling your body round, keeping your shoulders square to the front. We're all drawing up through our pelvic floor muscles. Fantastic. Good. And have a little bounce in front, pumping our arms. Good. Just to get the old heart going. Excellent. Bring it back down to a walk. Very nice. And then do you remember last week we did a little step forward with a forward lunge? We went down, up, down, up, down, up. And I'll just turn sideways so that you can see, but keep going. Down. Keeping our body nice and tall, keeping our core under control. Good. So you can stay facing the same way. And if you want to, we're going to touch the floor. As we come forward, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. 2 more. Down. Get both knees bending. And then come back up, march it out on the spot. Check your posture, draw your shoulders back and down. Think about how you want to bounce, either high bounces or low bounces. And off we go. Core is under control. Pelvic floor has tone. Lovely. Shoulders are back and down. Let's twist. Lovely. Good. Pulling the arms around, single twists this time. Back to front jumps. Good. Back to walking. Lovely. Feet wide. Walk the feet out. Take some deep knee bends. Down. Down. Bring your arms forward. Forward. Lovely. Now bottom out. Arms up. And down. Good. Up. And up. 4 more. 1. And 2. And 3. And 4, walk our feet back in. Have a little stretch up. Breathing through. Push down. Roll our shoulders. And pick up our weights. So again, you can work without weights if you'd rather. You can get some tins from the larder or some bottles of water. So hopefully you're all sorted out with that now. Just some very simple bicep curls to start us off. Up and down. Good. Very nice. Bring your feet in a little bit. And we're just going to get the brain working as we lift an alternate heel off the floor at the same time. I think we did something similar to this 2 or 3 weeks ago. It just gets the calves working. I'll just turn sideways so you can see what my feet are doing. I have full tone through my abdominals, through my back, through my rib muscles. My shoulders are back and down. Lovely. So although they're not the focus of the move, they are providing a very strong base and good core stability as I exercise. My biceps are working hard. My calves are working even harder. You might feel it the other way around more. Lovely. Good. And hold it there. Pop one weight down. Bend your knees a little bit. Have a good base to take our tricep movement when we go down here. Now you can do these keeping your elbows in. Don't let the elbows splay out. If you have quite a sturdy coffee table, which I have here, keep going with that. If you don't, you can sit on your sturdy coffee table with your legs at right angles. Go out behind you, keeping your elbows in, not letting them splay out. You can do a bicep press on your very sturdy coffee table. So it depends where you're doing this exercise, if there's anything to hand where you can actually sit and do this. So you can either do these, or you can carry on standing up doing this one overhead. So have a little choose depending on what you've got around you. Both are really, really good for tricep strengthening. With both exercises, we're keeping the tummy toned, we're keeping our ribs lifted and our shoulders down, and we're keeping our elbows close to us. So whether they're over your head, you're not letting them out here, you're bending back from your elbow joint, or whether you're doing them with your coffee table, your elbows are staying close to you on the coffee table and just going behind you rather than out to the side. By now, I've been talking quite a long time, giving you different options. Your triceps are probably crying out to you. So we're just going to have a final stretch. Just stand up if you've been on the coffee table. Bring the weight down. Pick up both weights again from wherever you are. Have your feet parallel but a bit wider than your hips. Let's go out to the side and down, forward and down. Side, down, forward and down. Side. Pulling from your arms, not lifting up through your body. Make your arms and your shoulders do this work. Your upper back, not your body. So we're not tensing up and heaving the weights. We're just lifting up. If you have no weights in your hand, just think about adding some resistance to the move and imagine you're lifting your arms up through some gloopy liquid that you really have to pull your arms up, release them down, pull them up and control the down movement as well as you go. Just to finish us off, stay out here, rotate so that your palms are facing up. Have a stretch, draw down. Have a stretch again, use your arms and not your body, so brace your body. Lovely. If you're doing it without weights, remember that gloopy stuff is really heavy and you've got to lift your arms up through and down and lift. Turn your wrists for the last one, pull all the way down, nicely controlled. Soften your knees, hold weights in front of you if you have weights. Brace across your chest, tuck your tummy in to go down and up. A little bit of a knee bend. Don't bend the knees too much with the movement, just let your back go and then come up. And you can feel the muscles working through your back to take you down and to pull you back up. Now think about just bracing in the shoulders a little bit, pulling the tummy in so it's not hanging down with gravity. Lovely, come back up to the middle, take some rolls with the weights, fantastic, and we're ready now to get down onto the floor. Well done everyone.
Okay, so here we are down on the floor. We're going to start sitting up to start off with today, and we're going to sit up feeling nice and tall, stretching our arms out in front of us as we go. We're going to straighten our right leg, pull our toes back towards us a little bit, and we're then going to turn our palms down. We're just going to rotate in the upper body, drawing the chest around, drawing the elbow back, and then push out over that toe, draw back, push out over the toe, draw back, push out, keeping our body upright as much as we can. So feel as if someone is just lifting you up from the middle and top of your head up to the ceiling. So we're trying not to be down here or over there. We're trying to sit up as much as we can, which is actually quite hard for the back, but we're working those muscles beautifully to try and do it. Lovely. Have a little release off, just relax over and then lift yourself back up again. Put your arms out in front, turn your palms down, straighten your upper leg, pull the toes back towards you, rotate around and back, rotate, keeping your back up as straight as you can, feeling as if that kind person is lifting you up through the middle of your head. So it's not letting you sink down here, it's drawing you up, making your back muscles work to keep your back upright. You might find that in doing this, the restriction is not your back, but in your hips at the front, the very tops of your thighs might be a bit tight, but it's good to sit like this for a little while and just ease them through and release off there. Now straighten your legs and just take them wide. My weights are in the way there, just push them out. And we're just going to relax forward. You might get to your toes. I've got long arms and long legs I can reach. You might only get to your knees, but draw your tummy up and in, your ribs up and in. Let your spine lengthen and just have a stretch there. So you feel it at the top of your glutes and up the top of your hamstrings, down the backs of your knees, and your back is lengthened as well and is just stretching out. Good. Come back up, bend your knees, and this time we're going to take some weights next to us, and you can choose
whether you want to use the weights or not. We're going to curl back down a little way, concave tummy here, release through our shoulders. Pick up either 1 or 2 weights, holding the position here and just having a little rotation. I really hate these because my coccyx is too bony and it's not comfy to do too many, but you can feel they are a lovely strengthener for your abdominals, especially down the side, but an all-rounder. Making sure you don't have a straight back, making sure you've got concave feeling going on through your tummy button is pulled down towards your back, your shoulders are rounded and are not pulled back at all. And release off and come up through. Lovely, very well done. Now just lying back down on the floor, on your mats, just take one leg out straight along the floor and just lift and lower here. Having a look at that leg, trying to get it as straight as you can. Feel the work going on all the way down the front of this thigh. Okay, I'm looking for straightness here, so it may be that you have to stop here in order to keep it straight, but just have a gentle pull back so that you're stretching your own thigh, your own hamstrings, your own glutes as you go. Not jerking, so we're not coming up and giving it a good old jerk. We're gently, with the same consistency, going up and down through the leg, through the hips, really, really nicely. Good. Our tummy is our anchor, so we're working our abdominals. The tummies are nicely down. The lower back is gently resting on the floor or thereabouts. Just keeping everything under control. So our body is still, it's not rocking and rolling. When the leg goes down, our back isn't lifting off the floor. We're under control. And then just pop it down and close it in. Take the other leg out, pull those toes back towards you and lift, but don't pull your toes back so far that you give yourself cramp in your foot. Don't over tense the foot. Just stretch through the heel. And not only then are you stretching up through the back of the upper leg, you can feel it going right down through your calf, through your ankle. Not tense, just toned and beautifully straight. Controlling it down and up. Your abdominals are toned so that everything in the trunk of your body is staying steady. Your shoulders are relaxed. Beautiful. Good. Bring the knees in onto your chest now. Have your thighs perpendicular to your body and do our leg out and in movement. Remember, if this is a bit too much and you know your spine does come off the floor, bring your knees in a little bit closer. It just changes that angle and the weight of the legs quite nicely. But if you can, and you can keep your lower back down, take your legs out and in from here. And then as last week, we're just going to do one more there. We're going to do this again, but we're going to take it out slowly. 2, 3, and come back. So out for 1, 2, 3, back on 4. 1, 2, 3, back on 4. Keep your lower back down into the floor and you can feel that through your abdominals. Lovely, good. You shouldn't feel it through your lower back unless you're really having to pull down quite hard, but it shouldn't be painful at all in your lower back, so stop if it is. So out for 3 counts, back on number 4. Hard work on your thighs and the front of your hips as well. 1, 2, 3, in, stretch up overhead. Just open and close the legs. Take your arms up, check you have room. Just going out to quite a wide V shape with your arms and your legs. Stretch your toes, which may make your wrists kink as well, but try not to. Lovely. Leave your legs overhead. Great stuff. And then we're just going to take down the right leg and the left arm and bring them back up. Then the left leg and the right arm, and keep swapping. So you should have an opposite arm and leg going down to the floor and coming up. If you'd rather just do legs on their own, please do. So listen to your body. This is hard on the abdominals, very hard on the legs and arms as well, potentially. And remember, we've talked a lot about you don't have to take your arms over your head if you'd rather not, just take them to a comfy place if they don't want to go all the way back. So they might just go to here and come up, and that's perfectly fine. Take them back as far as you can and down, and bring everything back in and just have a little breather. Good. Pop your feet down on the floor. Tuck your tummy in strongly. Lift your coccyx off the floor a little bit, just because your tummy has pulled in strongly. Take your arms out into a low V and push your shoulder blades down into the floor. And then start lifting and lowering, rolling your spine back down from the top to the bottom every time you come down. So you've got a beautifully toned front, and you're going up and down. My tummy's just started rumbling for lunch. Lovely. Hoping to play a little bit of golf this afternoon. Got a massive pile of ironing, but I thought, hey, I can do that later in the dark. And it's going to be a rainy weekend, so a friend said, shall we play golf this afternoon? And I thought, yeah, let's do that. So hopefully after doing this workout, I'll be beautifully loosened up, feeling strong, feeling loosened, ready to go and swing those clubs. So hopefully got a bit of time for some lunch in between. And have a little breather. Good. Just to finish you off down here, I'm going to add the Better Backs video on to the end of this one again, so if you have time you can slot that one in. But we're going to return to planks. I neglected them a little bit last week. So we're going to start off on a high plank with our wrists underneath our shoulders and our feet out behind us. Our body is in a nice flat position, so we're not up here and we're not bowing down there. We're straight, just like a plank. We're going to draw our body weight up out of our wrists and out of our feet, and just dab in if you want to, and dab, keeping your tummy toned, drawing up and out of your wrists. Don't stay on your wrists if it's painful. Lovely. And then just hold. You're in full control. Shoulders are back and down. We're not hunched in. Beautiful. Hold it there a moment longer. Pop your knees down and have a little stretch back through. Very nice indeed. Now regroup. Get your thoughts back under control. And we're going to go down into a low plank. So lower arm on the floor, check you have room behind you. And up into our low plank. Remember, not up here, not bendy back down there. Somewhere in the middle. And let's just hold it here. Check your shoulders are back and down. Remember, pop your knees down on the floor if you need a little bit of a breather. But if you can, just stay here for a moment. Think about lovely thoughts. Beautiful. Hold it there a little bit longer. And then release off and come back into that lovely downward dog stretch. Good. We're now going to roll onto our side. Again, if these aren't comfortable for you at any time, just stop. Placing an elbow and a lower arm underneath your wrist. I'm just going to move up my mat a little bit.
I don't see any films matching the lower arm that Kira's playing nearby.
I must have said something then that sounded like, hey Siri, and my HomePod just piped up as if I needed some help, so that was quite a funny little interruption. So now, either have your knees a little bit bent, or if you can, have them straight, and we're going to lift up into a plank, here sideways. You can have a bit of support here if you'd rather. You can stretch up to the side. Remember, you can have your knees bent, or you can have them out here, just a little stretch. Lovely. And come back down, and just roll over to the other side. Just thought I'd throw those in a bit quickly. They're horrible, aren't they? So I apologise for that. Out to the side. So check you're comfy on your carpet or on your mat. Okay, lifting up, so bend your knees in here if you'd rather. Keep them out straight if you can. Let's push on up into that plank, get a good position, tummy toned. Body square to the front, no twisting. Lifting up there and feel those side muscles really working hard to keep you there. Check you haven't hunched the shoulders up. Fantastic. And come back down. Brilliant, well done. let's have our little final stretch to finish us off. So reaching forward over your feet, relax down through your shoulders. Let everything hang out onto your thighs this time. Drop your head down and then slowly lift yourself back up and back up. And I'm just going to turn around to face you, but you can stay exactly where you are. And take your feet out in front of you, nice and wide. Just pull the toes back towards you and have a gentle stretch down here. So you might only be at your knees, your shins, even your thighs. Listen to your own body and have a little stretch of your own. Then bring your knees in, keep everything hip width apart. Lift your arms up overhead. Again, listening to your own body, draw your shoulders back and down and just have a stretch up here. So your spine, your back is actually shortened here, and then we're going to pull everything forward and let your back lengthen. Let your legs take the weight of your body now. Let your back just draw out nice and long from your coccyx right up to your top vertebrae, so let your head just relax. And then just come to sitting up and sitting up. Well done. Just take your arms overhead again, bend one arm and put your hand on the other elbow and just gently draw back. Very, very good. Well done. Stretch up. The arm work seems ages ago now, doesn't it? And pull back. Beautiful. And lift up and up. Good. Just reach forward and just stretch a shoulder. Stretch a shoulder. So push your shoulder forward and around the corner. And I don't mind, as long as your tummy is toned, your back doesn't have to be too straight for these. We're thinking about the shoulders. Lovely. Good. Just lift out and now lift up and then collapse and come forward. Lift up and open. Beautiful. Just lower your arms, roll your shoulders. Well done. And off you go into your day or your evening, and hope you've enjoyed this week's workout. And luckily the builders didn't rock up either. I think the sun has come out, so I'm hoping the light is not too bad for this filming. But hopefully you'll enjoy this workout and feel revitalised. Well done.